This cop just ran over an innocent civilian, killing her instantly. And here's his coworker trying to justify his actions.
That's not reckless for a train driver, but she is dead. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
But this is just one of 4 shocking examples when cops get exposed on camera. Just like the time this deputy was caught up in the deadly shooting of his own girlfriend.
I should have not allowed this to happen. I don't know how this happened.
Or when this officer killed a family dog.
Well, he's out the gate. Hey, bud. Hey.
Come on.
Get back. Get down.
Why would you do that?
But let's get back to Daniel Outerer, the officer laughing and joking about the death of a 23-year-old graduate student killed by police. The footage released by police shows she was struck by a cruiser speeding nearly 70 miles per hour while responding to a high-priority call.
He says, well, normally we don't give voluntary statements. I said, hey, you're going to have to decide if you wanted to give a statement or not, but it does not seem like there's a criminal investigation going on. He's going 50. That's not out of control. That's not reckless for a train driver. He said she was in a crosswalk. There's a witness that says, no, she wasn't. But that witness could be different because I don't think she was thrown 40 feet either.
The accident was ruled nothing more than an accident, but the officer involved must go through a drug test, and that test was conducted by his colleague, Officer Outerer. However, a day later, when this footage was uncovered by a Seattle Police Department employee, he was caught making some deeply disturbing comments about the case.
I think she went up on the hood, hit the windshield, then when he hit the brakes, flew off the car. But she is dead. No, it's a regular person. Yeah, just write a check. Yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
His words weren't just insensitive, they were inhumane. And when confronted, Officer Outerer tried to defend his comments, saying that they were intended to mock the lawyers who'd been involved in the case. But he was still fired from the police department. He later said in a $20 million claim against the city that he was wrongfully terminated. And unfortunately, some officers do far worse than making disturbing comments. One of the most horrifying cases is this predator cop, with more charges than the age of his victims.
Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
It all began when police received 2 separate tips about a man engaging in sex acts involving 3 alleged victims. But as the case unfolded, the evidence pointed in a shocking direction at one of their colleagues, Officer Jalen Fleer, a man with a pregnant wife, a new home, and a seemingly perfect life that's about to collapse. For 2 months, investigators stayed on his trail, quietly building their case, while Fleer had no idea he was being watched. Then, once they had enough evidence, they brought him in for questioning.
I will ask what this is about?
Yeah, so we're looking into some allegations that were made. It started with a Crime Stopper report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture. We looked into it. It looks similar to you, so I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this picture before.
As soon as the detective mentioned the word allegations, Fleer froze and suddenly became attentive. He looked tense and uneasy, desperate to know what they'd found and how much trouble he was really in.
Yeah, that's definitely me with the gross one.
So this picture right here, how old were you when it was taken?
20.
That makes it very easy. This photo came up in connection with some allegations about you communicating with a younger female on Snapchat.
Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
At this point, Fleer's worst nightmare was starting to come true. He knew there was no way the detectives could have gotten that photo unless they already had all the chat logs, and now they were just trying to confirm if it was really him behind the account.
So this photo was sent within the last 3 weeks. Have you sent this photo?
No, definitely not. It wasn't me.
Not to anyone within the last 3 weeks? Okay. And you've only shared it with a select few people?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, so.
So I want to make sure to get all the people you have shared it with just to make sure they wouldn't try to send it. You don't know who I might be able to connect with this photo as far as
On that one? Oh, that was a long time ago.
It was either your wife or whoever the other person you might have shared it with that might have shared the photo again. My question is...
My wife would do that.
Yeah.
We've been together and stuff for so long. It was a bad breakup with my ex, but she wouldn't have saved something like that either.
As Fleer kept denying any connection to the allegations and photo, the evidence just didn't add up. The account that shared it used the username J178211. 17 was his college baseball number, 82 was his high school jersey, and 2011 was the year he graduated. So if that account wasn't his, then whoever made it sure knew a lot about him. And as the interrogation went on, Fleer made one big mistake.
Have you ever shared any images of your penis with anyone?
Yeah,
How many times would you say you've done that?
a lot.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with this photo, right? It's just
No,
you.
I agree. I don't know how it would get in the hands of a younger person.
There were also some conversations that were exchanged between you and this person.
Me? Okay. I didn't talk to anybody younger though.
Not on Snapchat?
No,
Not recently?
not recently, no.
When asked if he'd talked to a minor on Snapchat, Fleer said not recently, unknowingly admitting to the crime. And knowing the two worst things you can be in prison are a cop or a predator, Fleer quickly asked for a lawyer, as he wasn't about to spend a single minute in a cell.
Those
I went to a
pictures.
lawyer because this is kind of, I'm uncomfortable with this. This is weird.
Of course, like, you definitely have the ability to do that, and of course, you know, this is completely voluntary.
I just don't want to get caught up on something.
I fully understand.
Soon after Fleer asked for a lawyer, bringing the interrogation to an end, he was quickly served with a search warrant for his phone, car, and home, uncovering a mountain of incriminating evidence linking him to the crimes. Investigators later discovered that Officer Fleer had contacted 41 young girls, some as young as 9 years old. He was immediately placed on leave, had his duties restricted, and was eventually terminated from his position. In May 2021, Fleer pleaded guilty to 20 felony and misdemeanor charges related to acts with minors and attempts to meet minors for purposes. A month later, he was sentenced to 12 years in state prison. However, the next evil cop actually got away with doing something unforgivable.
You will not do that.
You think I come here?
The Barrios family was enjoying a peaceful morning until the officer came knocking at their door. A child had earlier reported being chased by a dog and a man with a gun. So, when Officer Carl Lampkin showed up to look into it, it seemed like a simple investigation until it turned into murder.
The reason why I'm out here about a call about a kid on your car being chased by dogs and your husband pulling the gun on him.
We don't even own a gun, for one.
Okay.
Two, my husband never made it out of the house. I got woke straight up from my dogs raising hell. I opened the door, my gate was open. There's no way for my gate to get open if somebody don't open my gate. So I go out in my underwear, shut the gate, I turn around and come back in the house, and he's sitting on the back of the car. I said, get off the car. No, your dogs are chasing me. I said, my dogs are in this fence. Get off the car. He refused to get off the car.
Okay.
So I told him it was about to be a bad day for him, and I come back in the back door, and when I did, he took off running up the road. That's the last we seen of him. I was hoping his mama would come back down here. You don't send a kid out at 6:30 in the morning, somebody's house opening a gate in their backyard.
As the woman explained her side of the story, the officer seemed unconvinced. He could have easily verified the gun claim to find out who was telling the truth and end the case, but instead, he skipped that step entirely. He'd already decided they were lying and became fixated on proving his assumption rather than checking the facts.
So is he in your backyard?
He was. He had to have been. The gate was open. My dogs would have been out.
Our dog surprised him when he stepped in
Yeah,
that gate.
that's what happened.
Was he standing on the top of your car?
Yes.
On the back
On
of the
the
car.
trunk of the car.
And would not
Okay.
leave.
Was his mother on the phone at any
I
time?
don't know. He got down and ran, and that's all we know is he ran around that.
And where were your
corner and up
dogs?
That road.
In the
In the
fence.
backyard.
Did your dogs ever come outside?
Nope.
No.
You can go back there and
You
open
can.
that
I'll go
gate.
open it right now, and they will not come out of that fence on you.
Okay. Well, let me see him.
When they mentioned that their dog never steps out of the gate, he decided to test the claim.
Well, he's out the gate. Hey, bud. Hey,
Come on.
get back. Get down.
Why would you do that?
Well, your dog bit me.
God! You really just shot my dog!
Even after killing the dog, the officer showed no remorse. Instead, he tried to justify his actions by claiming self-defense. But when the victim's son came out, furious and demanding answers, the officer only made things worse, pulling his gun on the boy and telling the mother to let him loose. At that moment, it was clear the son could be next if she didn't calm him down.
No, I'll goddamn kill you!
Mike 319, give me 1033,
sorry.
send me a unit, and send us sergeant. Buddy, you gonna get yourself in trouble.
Motherfucker! You better get the fuck out
No,
of
sir.
here. Get the fuck. You killed my dog! Why would you do that? Oh my
Hey.
God! Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna get yourself in trouble. I'm trying to save you.
You better leave my goddamn house.
Get back. Stay.
Now.
Ma'am, get back.
Leave my goddamn house.
No, I'm not.
Right now.
It's okay. It's okay. Look what you just did to my kid's dog.
You leave my goddamn house.
Sir, I'm trying to save you.
As the son's reaction to tragically losing his best friend continued, the officer only tried to tase him, a restraint he could have easily used on the dog earlier, clearly showing that the shooting wasn't necessary, but intentional. And even after that, the officer still wasn't done traumatizing the family.
Your son's gonna be arrested. Did your dog have rabies shots?
Oh, yeah.
You got the paperwork?
Oh, they do.
I know it's stressful.
It is.
Sir, I know it's stressful, but your son's gonna get himself in a bunch of trouble. I don't care how hot his head is, he's crossing the line.
Oh, you crossed the line when you shot my
No, you probably crossed the line when you put the gun on the kid and ran him down the street.
I didn't pull no gun. I ain't got no gun.
Despite all the trauma he'd already caused, the officer kept trying to shift the blame. And then, when his colleague arrived, they arrested the boy for his reaction and called it assaulting a police officer. But when the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office reviewed the case, they ruled that the officer's actions were within departmental guidelines, after it was confirmed that the dog had bitten his finger. Unsatisfied with the verdict, Mrs. Barrios filed a lawsuit against Officer Lampkin and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office in December 2024, citing a violation of civil rights. The case is still ongoing to this day, with Officer Lampkin continuing to keep his job. But while this evil cop got away with killing a dog, this next officer tried to get away with murdering his own girlfriend.
This gotta be a nightmare. I'm so sorry, dude. I know better.
Earlier that day, police responded to the home of Marion County Sheriff's Deputy Leslie Boo after he made a 911 call himself. Upon arrival, they found his 25-year-old girlfriend, Paulina Wright, dead, shot in the forehead as he held her in his arms. Boo claimed it was an accident, but after officers brought him in for questioning, they uncovered something truly evil.
Such a good night. We were having such a good night. This cannot be happening right now. No. She can't be. She cannot be dead. She is a good person. We should have never been doing that. This gotta be a nightmare. Pauline has gotta be. God, please send her back to me. I love you. I'm so sorry, dude. I know better. I should have not allowed this to happen. I don't know how this happened.
Even though Boo insisted the shooting was a mistake and acted regretful, his reaction suggested something suspicious. As a trained cop, Boo knew there were cameras in the interrogation room, and he probably put on a performance to make it look like it was really a mistake.
Tell me exactly what happened.
It's an accident. We were training.
What do you mean by that? You were training?
We were doing dry fire drills and cleaning the guns. I was so worried about her because she picked up a loaded gun. I unloaded her gun and I forgot mine had a magazine in it. We were sitting at the table. We just got done with dinner. Came back. We were starting to watch the football game together, and we sat down. I just ordered all of that stuff that was on the table, the new stuff for cleaning and the mat and stuff. And she wanted me to show her how to do it. So we started doing it, and it just led into this.
Okay. So was she pointing the gun at you? Were you pointing the gun at her? Like, kind of go through
Just
that.
in a general direction, which I know is wrong. We should not have been doing that.
But she told you that she wanted to learn how to do this?
Yeah.
Boo claimed he had unloaded his girlfriend's pistol, but somehow forgot to unload his own, which already raised serious questions. As a police officer, he knew better than to ever point a gun at someone who wasn't a threat, especially not his girlfriend, unless he really meant to.
I start to show her how to clean the gun or like trading parts back and forth, stuff like that.
When you're sitting there, do you have the rifle out at that point?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have the rifle out at that point. You disassembled it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you disassembled it and you're telling her how to like clean it?
Yeah, how to clean it, what parts are what. Like I'm handing her some of the parts and like she's holding it and messing with it while I'm cleaning other parts.
Now, does she have the 9mm at that point? Okay.
No, we're just trading parts back and forth at that point for the rifle. I reassemble the rifle. She holds it and she like dry fires it a few times. I was getting ready to put all the guns up or put the rifle up. That's when she grabbed the 9mm. I had the magazine back in the rifle at that point because I was about to go put it up.
Put the magazine in it, getting ready to put it up.
Yeah, that's when she grabs the 9mm. I unload that for her because she's kind of waving it around. She starts to dry fire that one. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I go to dry fire my rifle. I dry fire it the first time, and then the second time is when.
One time before that, and then the second time is when it went off?
Yeah.
Have you guys done this before in the past? Okay.
It sounds bad, but after we go to dinner and have a few drinks, I get sloppy, I guess. I should not have been allowing that to happen.
How much did you have to drink tonight?
Just 3 margaritas. We each had 3.
However, his girlfriend's blood alcohol level was only 0.04, far below Florida's 0.08 driving limit, which clearly shows he wasn't drunk or confused. He knew exactly what he was doing. And the detective had no other choice than to believe him, as an earlier search of his house reveals evidence that actually supports his story. And at first, it looked like Boo might be getting away with murder. But after the interrogation, he was relieved of his duty, arrested, and charged with manslaughter. A few weeks later, a judge granted him bond, while police continued their investigation with the state attorney's office.